So for the band pull apart series, we're going to do 3 different band movements. The first one's going to be from this palm down bench position. So what we're going to do is from this position, Janice is going to basically just pull this band apart while bringing it towards her chest, basically just at chest level. Yep. So she's squeezing back here and her back and pulling those shoulder blades down, and it's just again pulling to the chest. So we'll have her turn and face the big H, and we'll look at what that looks like on the back side. So go ahead and spin. So again, she's going to first retract the shoulder, and she's going to pull from right here in her shoulder blades. So she's pulling together. Perfect. Good. Awesome. Trying to bring that upper lat out of it. She has a little bit of upper trap involvement. She has a little trap involvement, but most of it is starting to come in through here. So she's just pulling directly from this lower trap, middle trap, and then rhomboid area. Good. So after about 10, 15, or 20 of these, she should start to feel a really good burn in this area. That's how we know we're doing correctly. So the next one, we'll have it face back to the camera. The next one, we're just going to simply turn the thumbs out, and she is going to pull with the thumbs out like she's trying to pull towards the walls on each side. Yep. Same thing. Good. Go ahead and turn. And again, same concept. She's trying to pull those shoulder blades down and back, and then retract from this middle shoulder blade area. Very good. About 3 more of these. Same sequence. We're going to get that same burning after about 10, 15, or 20 reps. Good. All right. Last one that we're going to do in this part of the series is we're going to basically have the thumbs up position, or basically just a neutral grip position. We're going to have the elbows pinned against the sides, and we're just going to basically rotate externally from the back. We're going to open up the chest as we do that. So she's just going to pull that band apart while keeping her elbows pretty close to her midsection. Same sequence, she's pulling the shoulder blades down, locking that shoulder blade in place before she starts the movement. We'll turn around and face the other way to show that again. So again, she's locking down the shoulder blades, driving the elbows in, and then rotating from here. Good. Good, a couple more. Good. And last one. All right. So again, when we're doing these, we're looking at somewhere between 10 and 20 reps to really create a high strength endurance for your athletes. If they can't do 20 reps, they need to just go until they feel that tight burn, or when that fatigue comes on to where they start doing that rep incorrectly, that's where we want to shut them off. So for the next movement, this movement's going to involve some sort of table. You can even do this in a quadruped movement, but the basics of this is we want to start out with a good spinal position. So Janice is going to kind of go down to that bent over type position, kind of like we would a quadruped, only we're using a table for support. So her back's going to have that nice arch into it, so it'll arch over her back a little bit. Good. Head position is going to be neutral. Perfect. So at this position, once she has that set, her elbow all the way to her wrist is going to be in contact with this table or with the ground if you're on the ground, and you're going to lock in the lats by trying to pull down this way with your shoulders, and so you're going to feel those lats lock in on each side here. Once you have that position set, you're going to then externally rotate at the hands, pulling that band apart, and you should feel that contracting back here into the upper back in between those shoulder blades. So we can do a hold like she's doing, or we can do consecutive reps with like a 1 second hold. If you want to do a hold, have them hold that for 10 to 15 seconds. And if you're just doing reps, let's go to that 10 to 20 rep range again. We can change band tension to increase or decrease that strain, but somewhere into that 10 or 20 rep range, you should get that burning. If that rep becomes a failed technique rep where we feel that contraction going away, we need to stop. But that'll be the band pull part in that quadruped movement for the serratus anterior. So for the final band pull part, this is actually a face pull. So we call this a face pull. What Janice is gonna do is she's gonna grab the band and she's gonna pull it with her elbows high to her face, trying to contract this middle back again. So this one is key to make sure you have enough tension to pull to your back. We can increase that tension by how close we pull towards the platform. So you can even put this, you can put this up on a pole, you can put this up on a rack, anything you have that can utilize that as a platform to be able to hold that band. You're basically going to loop that band through, and we're going to be able to pull from there. So again, she's pulling high, but then still pulling from the back here, and that back where we're trying to get that strength, that rhomboid, that middle trap, to get that movement going. So again, 10 to 15 reps, you're really going to feel a good pull on here. Really good to build that upper back strength and endurance.